Okay, so we're going to solve a problem regarding friction, equilibrium, and the circular motion. First, we're going to solve a problem regarding friction, and it's two types, the static and the kinetic friction. Let's start with static friction. Again and again, when we say static friction, it is a friction that present on the object that are not moving or in the object that are about to move. Then, the given mathematical equation that we're going to use to identify the static friction that present on the object is the following. Okay, the first one. Okay, the small letter s or the subscript of s stand for static. Small letter f stand for friction. So it should be the static friction is equals to coefficient of static multiplied by the normal force. Okay, so we're going to use a triangle method in order to identify the different formulas that we're going to use in this problem. For example, we're going to find the coefficient of static friction. In order to find the coefficient of static friction, we're going to divide the static friction to the normal force. Okay, again and again, if we're going to use a triangle method, if we're going to find the coefficient of static friction, we're going to divide the static friction to the normal force. Then if we're going to find the normal force, the formula that we're going to use is this one. So static friction divide the coefficient of static. Then if we're going to find the static friction, we're going to multiply the coefficient of static to the normal force. Example problem number 1. A bed is being pulled by an 817 Newton force if the coefficient of static is equal to 0.603 between the bed and the floor. What is the normal force between the bed and the floor? So in order to find the normal force, so by looking at the triangle, so ma-identify po natin. So what will be the formula that we're going to use in order to find the normal force. So normal force is equals to static friction divided the coefficient of static. Okay, given again and again in order to identify the given, you're going to look at the unit. Okay, the given force is 817 Newton. Then the given coefficient is 0.603. Then the formula that we're going to use since we're going to find the normal force is this one. So normal force is equals to static friction divided the coefficient of static. Okay, transpose. So the given friction is 817 Newton divided by the given static friction, so 0.603. Again, 817 Newton divided 0.603, the answer will be 1,354.90 Newton. Next, number 2 problem. Okay, for example, a box resting on the floor. So, yung box merong 45 Newton. The coefficient of static is equals to 0.245. Okay, again and again, first we're going to identify the given in order to find the normal force as well as the static friction. Okay, so again, the given frictional force is 45 Newton. The coefficient of static is 0.245. Next, we're going to find the normal force as well as the static friction. So in order to find the static friction, first, we're going to analyze or we're going to find the normal force of an object. Okay, so step 1 natin first, we're going to solve the normal force from the given before getting the sum of the static friction. So identify the given. So the given coefficient of static again is 0.24. The given friction is 45 Newton. Then we're going to find the normal force. Okay, again and again, the formula that we're going to use is this one. Normal force is equals to static friction divided the coefficient of static, which is what? Okay, transpose mo yung given. So the given Normal force is 45 Newton. So 45 Newton divided 0.245, the answer will be 183.67 Newton. Since nakuha mo na yung tinatawag nating normal force, so we're going to find na the static friction by using the normal force. Okay, so step 2, the coefficient of static again, 0.245. Then yung nakuha mo sa step 1 natin, which is the 183.67 Newton. Transpose mo dito. So, normal force is equals to 183.67 Newton. Then, we're going to find na the static friction. So, in order to find the static friction is equals to the coefficient of static multiplied by the given normal force. So, transpose again, 0.245 multiply by 183.67 Newton. The answer will be 45 Newton. Okay, so always remember lang, if we're going to find the static friction, we're going to multiply the coefficient of static to the normal force. Then if we're going to find the coefficient of static, we're going to divide the static friction to the normal force. Then if we're going to find the normal force, we're going to divide the static friction to the coefficient of static. Okay, so the second one is the kinetic friction. So again and again, when we say kinetic friction, it is a friction that present to the object that are moving. Okay, again, so mathematical equation natin is this one. Then, katulad din po siya ng tinatawag nating static friction. So, ang pinagkaiba lang po nila is the subscript. Kung yung kanina is small letter S stand for static, this one is small letter K stand for kinetic. And then, again and again, you're going to use a triangle method in order to identify the different formulas that you're going to use in this problem. Okay, so again, the kinetic friction is equals to coefficient of kinetic multiplied by the normal force. Again, example problem. A bed is being pulled by an 885 Newton force. If the coefficient of kinetic is equals to 0.605 between the bed and the floor, what is the normal force between the bed and the floor? So again, in order to find the normal force, we're going to what? So we're going to divide the kinetic friction to the coefficient of static. Okay, so given force natin is 885 Newton. The given coefficient is 0.605. Then we're going to find the normal force by using the triangle or by the reassemble the formula. So we're going to use this one. So normal force is equals to kinetic friction divide the coefficient of kinetic. So again, transpose 885 Newton divide the coefficient of kinetic 0.605. So the answer will be 1,462.81 Newton. Okay, another example. What if there is no given force? Ang given lang po natin, for example, is mass, which is 5 kilogram. Then ang given static or the coefficient of static natin is 0.10. Then the given kinetic or the coefficient of kinetic is 0.20. Okay, then we're going to find the normal force. We're going to find the static friction as well as the kinetic friction. Okay, so what will be the formula that we're going to use in order to find the static, the kinetic, and the normal force. Okay, so step 1, solve first the normal force from the given before getting the sum of the friction. So dito we're going to use another formula. Ano po? So we're going to use a constant value of gravity, which is the 9.8 meter per second, as well as the only given mass, which is the 5 kilogram. So given again 5 kilogram, then a constant value of the acceleration of the gravity, which is the 9.8 meter per second squared. Then we're going to find the normal force. So what will be the formula that we're going to use? Okay, again, normal force or weight is equals to mass multiplied by the given gravity or the constant value of gravity. So, ang given po natin again, transpose 5 kilogram multiplied by 9.8 meter per second squared. the answer will be 49 Newton. So, since you get na the normal force, so you're going to get na ni the static friction as well as the kinetic friction. Step 2, so we're going to find that the static friction. Okay, then yung nakuha po nating normal force which is 49 Newton, then the given coefficient of static which is 0.10. Okay, then find, ano pang ipa-find natin? So, the static friction. What will be the formula, solution, and answer that we're going to use? So, static friction is equals to coefficient of static multiplied by the given normal force. So, again, transpose the given. 0.10 multiplied by 49 Newton, the answer will be 49 Newton. Step 3, so we're going to find the kinetic friction. Okay, again, the given coefficient of kinetic is equals to 0.20. Again and again, the given normal force is equals to 49 Newton. Then we're going to find the kinetic friction. So it should be kinetic. Okay, so formula, solution, and answer. So kinetic friction is equals to coefficient of kinetic multiplied by the normal force. So 0.20 multiplied by 49, the answer will be 9.8 Newton. So the kinetic friction of an object is 9.8 Newton. Again and again, paki-correct po. This one is kinetic friction, not static friction. Okay, number 2, the equilibrium. Okay, example problem po natin for the equilibrium is this one. A 1.50 kilogram wet rag was hung on a wire. The wire sagged due to the weight of the cloth, making the angle of 15 degrees. Find the tension of the wire. So again and again, in order to find the tension of the wire, first we're going to identify the given. So the given mass is mass as well as the angle. Then we're going to find the tension of the wire. Okay, so the given mass, 1.50 kilogram. Then since tensional force yan, so we're going to use the constant value of gravity which is the 9.8 meter per second squared. Then the degree which is the 15 degree. Then in order to find the tension of the wire, first we're going to analyze or we're going to get the weight. Okay, kung mapansin po sa given, wala po tayong given weight. So to find that, again and again, we're going to multiply the given mass to the constant value of gravity which is the 9.8 meter per second squared. So again, in order to find the weight, so mass times gravity or the constant value of gravity, saka po natin makukuha yung weight. So again, 1.50 kilogram multiplied by 9.8 meter per second squared, the answer will be 14.7 Newton. Okay, solution. So tension sine 15 degree plus tension sine 15 degree is equals to weight. Then we're going to add this one. So 2 sine 15 degree is equals to weight. Since given na po yung weight natin, then we're going to identify the tension. So transpose. So tension is equals to weight. Divide, cross and open parenthesis, 2 sine 15 degree. Then tension is equals to transpose the given, which is a 14.7 Newton. Divide 2 sine 15 degree. Okay, 14.7 divide 2 sine 15 degree is equals to 28.40 Newton. Okay, second problem. A box is being pulled by a 12 Newton force along the horizontal surface. What is the mass of the box if the box moves with a constant velocity and the coefficient of sliding friction between the box and the surface is 0.35? So again, identify the given. So the given force is 12 Newton. The coefficient of sliding friction is 0.35. First, we're going to find the mass of the block. Okay, so to get the mass of the box, first we're going to solve the normal force. So again, to get the mass of the blocks, first we're going to identify the normal force. First, we're going to solve the normal force from the friction force before getting the sum of the forces. So normal force is equal to frictional force divide the coefficient. So 12 Newton divide 0.35 is equals to 34 Newton. Okay, so nakuha na po natin yung normal force. So we're going to solve na. Now we're going to find na po the given, or we're going to find na the mass of the object. So mass is equals to weight divided gravity. So again, transpose mo yung nakuha mong 34 Newton